I said, I see you, but I no longer need you. I let it drift away like a cloud in the sky. I felt a sense of calm return. I trusted that I am no longer the victim of my thoughts. I remembered how far I've come from mental chaos. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed. I know how it feels to spiral from one idea to another. I used to exhaust myself trying to find perfect answers. I now choose clarity over control. I understand that peace is not found in knowing everything. I found freedom in not needing to know. I remind myself that uncertainty is not a threat. I remind myself that growth often feels unfamiliar. I choose to sit inside that discomfort without fear. I let growth expand me, not scare me. I stay open to life as it unfolds. I no longer demand life to fit my script. I adapt. I surrender without losing myself. I trust the rhythm of my journey. I build mental tools for my daily life. I use affirmations like anchors. I say, I am calm, I am centered, I am clear. I repeat them until they become beliefs. I use breathing to reset my nervous system. I inhale strength and exhale tension. I journal when my thoughts feel loud. I pour them out so I can process them. I ask myself questions that lead to peace. I say, is this helpful? Is this necessary? I listen to the answers without judgment. I guide myself back when I wander too far. I speak to myself like I would to a friend. I give myself permission to not have it all figured out. I make space for mystery. I trust that I'm becoming who I was meant to be. I trust that peace is my natural state. I no longer chase peace, I return to it. I am becoming the calm I once craved. I woke up to the weight of thoughts trying to rise again. I noticed how quickly my mind searched for problems to solve. I smiled softly and reminded myself I am not my thoughts. I watched the worry form, but I didn't invite it to stay. I reminded myself that peace is stronger than panic. I whispered, I am choosing silence over spinning. I let myself pause before the thoughts took hold. I gave my mind a place to rest instead of race. I felt the stillness growing within me like a soft light. I leaned into it with trust, not fear. I recognized how often overthinking tries to protect me. I honored the part of me that just wanted to feel safe. I said, thank you, but I am safe now. I let go of the need to control every outcome. I embraced the calm that comes from surrender. I chose to spend time with my inner world. I closed my eyes and listened to the rhythm of my breath. I softened my shoulders and relaxed my jaw. I allowed myself to feel peace without needing a reason. I stopped waiting for the perfect moment to feel good. I created that moment by being fully present. I gave myself permission to rest mentally. I allowed my thoughts to come and go like waves. I stopped resisting them. I started observing them. I realized that peace isn't always silent, it's steady. I trusted that even with noise, I could be grounded. I used to live inside my head, trapped in thoughts I couldn't control. I worried about things that hadn't happened. I replayed memories that no longer served me. I felt like I couldn't escape my own mind. I believed overthinking meant I cared deeply. I didn't realize it was slowly draining my peace. I tried to fix everything through thinking. I convinced myself the solution was just one more thought away. I became addicted to problems. I forgot how to simply be. I filled my mind with what-ifs and should-haves. I held on to guilt, fear, and perfection. I mistook anxiety for awareness. I let my mind become louder than my soul. I ignored my intuition. I pushed past the signs my body gave me. I thought I could think my way into peace. I was wrong. I started noticing the patterns. I saw how overthinking pulled me away from the present. I felt disconnected from myself and from life. I decided I didn't want to live like that anymore. I wanted peace more than control. I chose stillness over stress. I began by taking slow, deep breaths. I let each breath remind me that I am here now. I reminded myself that I don't have to fix everything. I accepted that not every thought needs attention. I started observing my thoughts without judgment. I became the watcher, not the reactor. I learned that every thought isn't truth. I practiced releasing what didn't serve me. I allowed myself to pause. I created space in my day for silence. I sat with myself without distractions. I listened to what my heart was really saying. I felt uncomfortable at first. I wanted to run back to the noise. I stayed. I breathed through the discomfort. I felt my body soften. I felt my mind slow. I began to taste peace. I realized peace is not something I find, something I return to. I remembered that it's always been within me. I chose to trust that. I woke up today choosing peace over pressure. I reminded myself that I don't have to rush. I don't need to be everything to everyone. I began my morning by tuning into my breath. I let the inhale ground me. I let the exhale release what I no longer need. I noticed how often I try to predict the future. I caught myself spinning in scenarios that don't exist. I gently pulled myself back to the now. I whispered, I am safe in this moment. I no longer chase imaginary problems. I no longer give energy to fear-based fantasies. I recognized that overthinking feeds on fear. I no longer feed that fear. I nourish my calm instead. I direct my thoughts with kindness. I allow space between my thoughts and my reactions. I started speaking to myself with love. I replaced harsh inner criticism with compassion. I no longer judge my overthinking, I understand it. I know it once protected me. I thank my mind for trying to help. I remind it that I no longer need constant defense. I am no longer in survival mode. I choose to live, not just to cope. I create peace through daily decisions. I choose slow over frantic. I choose depth over distraction. I create moments of mindfulness throughout the day. I sip my tea with presence. I stretch and feel every part of my body waking up. I walk without my phone. I look at the sky and smile. I notice beauty in small things. I set gentle boundaries with the world. I don't take on what isn't mine. I say no to things that disturb my peace. I protect my mental clarity. I avoid people and situations that drain me. I release guilt when I choose rest. I no longer equate busyness with worth. I allow myself to do less and feel more. I honor my feelings without letting them consume me. I allow emotions to move through me. I breathe when I feel tension build. I let that breath bring me back to center. I remind myself I don't need to fix every emotion. I just need to feel and release. I believe I am capable of inner stillness. I trust that overthinking does not define me. I create peace not by avoiding life, but by accepting it. I ground myself in the present with love and awareness. I am proud of how far I've come. I will continue walking gently with myself. I am not lost, I am returning. I opened my eyes today with a quiet sense of gratitude. I let the light enter my room without rushing to move. I allowed myself to begin slowly, like the sunrise. I felt the urge to check my phone, but I paused. I chose to begin with myself, not the outside world. I sat up and breathed deeply into my belly. I whispered, I am in control of my thoughts today. I didn't try to suppress my thoughts, simply observed them. I realized that my thoughts are not facts. I reminded myself that not every thought deserves attention. I gently filtered what I allowed to grow in my mind. I gave power only to the thoughts that supported my peace. I watched worry try to surface. I acknowledged it without fear.